Homemade pierogi casserole. Yum, yum, yum. Now, I just pulled it out of the oven and the top of it is so brown. You have the broccoli on one side and the melted cheese, the brown cheese on the top here. And we are going to cut into it just so that you can see what it's like. Yum, yum. This is the last layer. Now you see the brown chicken breast, the cheese, the cream of chicken soup, the broccoli, the onions, the garlic. And so you can add hamburger meat instead. You don't have to add any kind of meat. You can add sour cream to this mixture if you would like, but I keep it just really simple for this recipe. So it's basically mashed potatoes, chicken, a little bit of broccoli, cheese, lasagna noodles, garlic, and onion. And it's going to be delicious, but we're going to bake it here shortly. Grandma's porch. A place to relax, a place to enjoy. Come visit Grandma's porch. Homemade Polish pierogi casserole. Hello y'all, I'm Diana Brienne, homemade Polish pierogi casserole. Well, this is a recipe that I sort of pieced together and made it my own. And if y'all know what pierogies are, they're a Polish food and they're delicious, delicious, delicious. And actually, they are my favorite food. And Polish pierogies are sort of like a dumpling and they're made with homemade dough. Pastry dough usually is what we use, homemade. And then you fill it, you make like little triangle shapes and you put mashed potatoes and cheese and sometimes diced up chicken or sometimes some ground beef, you know, that's already been browned. You can really do a lot with pierogies, but a simple pierogi is usually cheese and mashed potatoes. And you boil them and then you can put butter on them, salt and pepper, whatever you want to do. Some people fry them, but they are so good. Well, we're not making a pierogi here because, well, that's not what this video is. I love to make homemade pierogies, but they take up a lot of time and you've got to be very cognizant of what you're doing because they can sometimes fall apart when they're cooking and boiling in the water. And so this is a very simple recipe using lasagna noodles. And so we're going to boil some lasagna noodles, use some diced up chicken breast, browned, and we're going to use a little bit of garlic, a little bit of onions, the instant mashed potatoes. Many people like to make their own mashed potatoes from real potatoes, but we're going to use instant. And then we're going to add some cheese to that. And then we're going to bake it in the oven. And it ends up tasting just like pierogies, even though it looks more like lasagna, and it is so good. You only need a few ingredients. It's not complicated, and it is actually pretty simple and easy to make. Homemade pierogi casserole ingredients. They're pretty simple, and this is the easy way to make it. Of course, if you want to boil homemade potatoes or potatoes, you can boil them and make mashed potatoes. But in this situation, I am doing it with instant mashed potatoes. I have cheese here, both veggie cheese and regular. I have some pepper jack and I have some Mexican style cheese. I have some bouillon, which gives it flavor. I'm going to add garlic and onion, and I have the lasagna noodles over here to make my pierogi casserole. In the microwave, I am defrosting white chicken breast, which we are going to dice up. And so this casserole is pretty easy to make. And so we're going to start off by boiling the lasagna, and then we're going to brown the little dice up the chicken breast and brown it. As you all know, I'm vegan, so my family is not vegan. So I cook both ways. I cook some food for me that's vegan and some food, most of the food for my family, which is non-vegan. And so I am boiling hot water for the lasagna noodles. Now, normally pierogies is rolled out dough and they're made kind of in a rectangular shape. And I love those. But this is so much easier for those that are not good dough makers. And so I'm giving you the easy, fast way to make pierogi casserole. So we just emptied the mashed potatoes, instant mashed potatoes into the bowl, and we're going to cook those. We're waiting for the water to boil to put the lasagna noodles in. It's a really beautiful day out here on Grandma's porch as my daughter and I are actually doing the cooking. I don't know if she wants to be in the camera today, so she may or may not want to be. Sometimes my family does, sometimes they don't. My daughter is helping me too right now, and she is getting the potatoes ready, and she's dicing up the butter for it. And so, yeah. So I just took the lasagna noodles out, and they're steamy hot, so I'm going to let them cool just a little bit. My daughter's over here dicing up the chicken breast, and then we are going to go and we're starting to brown them lightly in oil. We are browning in a cast iron skillet. We're browning the diced up chicken that my daughter is dicing up. So I am beginning to lay in the noodles, the lasagna noodles, and I'm going to crisscross them as we put each layer of mashed potatoes and as we put each layer of chicken and condensed cream of chicken soup to it. And so I love pierogi casserole. It is so absolutely delicious. And so we are piecing it together little by little, and then we will put it in the oven. And you know, like I said, I'm not a cooking channel, but I am showing you how to make it. And it's such a simple meal. It really is. And so if you want to make something really quick and easy that's delicious, this is the meal to make. As you can see, we're browning the chicken breast, and we're going to add more than this. We make a little bit at a time. Here are the mashed potatoes, and I added chicken bouillon to it, so it made it look a little bit brown. And so we're going to put a layer of the mashed potatoes in on top of the first level of the lasagna. We're going to put a layer of mashed potatoes in on top of the first layer, and then we'll add some cheese to it, and every one will have some chicken, some mashed potatoes, and some cheese and some condensed soup to it. And you just make the mashed potatoes according to the recipe. And the reason they look brown is because I have chicken bouillon. I added chicken bouillon to it. So we have the brown chicken meat on the first layer, the condensed cream of chicken soup, and the mashed potatoes, and we're going to add some cheese. So I just added the sprinkled cheese to the first layer. So on the first layer, the bottom layer, we have cheese, we have mashed potatoes, we have onion, we have garlic, we have chicken, the brown chicken, and now we're going to add another layer of the noodles, crisscross. So now we're going to start the second layer. I covered up the first layer with more noodles from here, over there. And so now we're going to start the same ingredients onto the second layer. This is the second layer, and I'm getting ready to add, as soon as it's done, the second layer of brown chicken, diced up chicken meat. And I put another layer of the condensed cream of chicken soup, the cheese and the garlic and a little bit of onion, and it's going to be good. Normally I put green onion in it. I love green onion, but I didn't have any on hand today, and I didn't want to go back to the store. So it's going to be delicious, and we're going to put it in the oven. I'm only probably going to make 3 layers on this, and sometimes you can make as many as you really want, but I'm keeping it simple today. So I'm adding a little bit of diced up broccoli here to one side of it. My one son does not like broccoli, so we're adding a little bit of green to give it some color and some more taste, but it is really good even if you don't. Now we are going to put it in the oven, and like I said, I don't have the whole pierogi casserole covered with broccoli because my one son doesn't like it, so half of it doesn't have it and half of it has it. Put a lot of cheese on the top. We did put another can of the chicken, cream of chicken soup, and I put a little tiny bit of milk into the pierogi casserole to keep it moist as it bakes. And so now we're going to put it in the oven. And so we're pulling back the, you can see the chicken in it. You can see the melted cheese down in there. And it is going to be so, so delicious. So, so delicious. Polish pierogi homemade casserole. Big pierogi casserole. Yum, yum, yum. Well, I hope you enjoyed the homemade pierogi casserole. And you know what? You can make it the way you want. And I just decided to use diced up chicken breast, browned a bit, and put that into it. But you can use hamburger meat. You can use really any kind of meat that you want, or no meat. And people even sometimes put sauerkraut in it. I mean, whatever way you want to do a pierogi casserole is up to you. But I wanted to show you just a simple way that I do it, the basic way that I do it. And then you can add whatever you want to add to it. And I love pierogies. And when I lived in Europe, I would eat pierogies all the time. And when I traveled through Poland, I just love to try the different restaurants and all their different variations of pierogies. And so this is a pierogi casserole made from lasagna noodles, and it's not the pierogi itself that is like a little dumpling, but it tastes so similar and so delicious. And I even know people that add salsa to it. So you can spice it up the way you want. And so I thought I would come on here and just show you how I make it. I'm not a step-by-step cooking channel, so I'm just kind of showing you and giving you an idea of how to make it. And so I hope you enjoyed it. So now we're going to sit down to dinner in a few minutes and enjoy. So from my house to yours, may God bless you, and I hope to talk to you soon again. Bye-bye. Grandma's porch, a place to relax.